a moment to show up, and then we're going to get on with our what might be our final egg clutch cutting of the year. I don't know. We may get some more eggs. We'll see. It kind of is what it is this point of the year. If we get more, awesome. If we don't, then we'll have to live with what we got, which isn't too terrible, to be honest. I can do that. So we'll just give this a few for people to get here, and then we'll start opening up some snake eggs. Of course, then we'll slide over to Patreon and do the rest. Now, for those of you who aren't here yet, because I don't see anybody here yet, but people will show. If you build it, they will come. I think it was Field of Dreams. Uh, some people like on cue. This won't be too much of a cutting because a lot of these, as you saw in the thumbnail, are already out. I'll be honest, I checked yesterday and a lot of them had pipped all at the same time. Bam, 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 bam. We had pips all over. And so I planned on doing this yesterday, but before I did that, I was going through water in my racks. And those of you on Patreon already know this. I had a snake that I opened it, kind of shut the tub, got back in there behind the racks. Took me a while to get it out without injuring it. And then on top of that, it went through and ripped a bunch of my wiring out. So I had to stop everything I was doing and do some emergency rewiring. So that means I didn't cut a clutch yesterday because I was busy doing that. That was more important than clutch cutting. And today, I've also, for the record, it's 8:30. We'll do this, and then we'll get over to Patreon and talk a little bit about these babies there. So I'm going to try to make this a fairly quick one, just so you guys are aware. It'll be nice and short and sweet, and we're just going to kind of do this and be in and out. Hopefully, we're getting halfway decent service. If you're seeing it come in and out, again, they just don't want to run the line for internet to this house. I don't know why, but I'll probably get back on their ass about that here soon, so we can try to get that done. Because that would make these a lot more clear, right? It would be awesome. Well, if it's much better today, it probably won't last because we're still running off the wonderful Verizon network. We don't have, so the whole thing is this neighborhood is all on fiber optics. So we have really, really good internet where we live. The problem comes in that for whatever reason, when they were sent to the neighbor, they didn't do this house. Probably because the previous owner, I'm assuming they didn't care, didn't want it. Well, I do, so they have to come back and redo it and run a fiber optic line, which through a rocky hillside is a pain in the ass. So they're not really wanting to do that. I'm not real high up on their priority house to do just one house when they're trying to add places that are going to add a ton of customers. We keep getting kicked down the line. That's kind of what's happening in a nutshell. So I just have to complain enough, right? And to get that done, we're working on that. But that's why there's such a holdup. It's not us being cheap. I mean, it's an internet bill. We can afford that. We want to do that. Because if we had that going, I especially hope that it's going by no later than 2023. And the reason for that is, kind of middle of 2023, I expect to have much more flexibility. And I hope when that happens to put out a lot more content for you all. Try a few new things on the content. So be prepared. Be prepared. So without further ado, we've been kind of waiting around for 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and open these eggs. It is a Firefly bred to a GHI. Now she was paired to a, let me think about it, a Killer Bee Exanthic the previous year. So that was her previous pairing. That was before I had either one of those snakes. I now have both of them. And then we paired her this year, so that's what she's been paired to. Let me flip this around, try to get this set up. Here goes nothing. Boop. Okay, we're going to try something a little bit different today. Try to get you a little bit different outlook. So, there we go. All right. So let's take a look at this. Like I say, a lot of them are already out of the egg. So we'll go ahead and throw the eggs away that are already done. We had 7 eggs, and it appears we had all 7 hatch. We're going to go ahead and just pull, in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just going to pull these 3 eggs out. Set them over here for now. These are the ones I still got to open up and look in. I want to go ahead and get this rack out of here because I don't like having them spin you around. Don't get motion sickness on me. Let's go ahead and look and see what we already got here. Let's pick this up if I can. Blip. It's going to send them all a flutter. So this looks like to be some... Well, we definitely got GHI in there. That's awesome, Victor. And what's going on, Caleb, Victoria, Zach? And so we got a couple GHI combos there. Not really sure what all's in there because again we have pastel from Brother Shut Out. This looks more like a regular GHI to me. And then below that we have, look at that head, look at that color. Probably a fire. So we probably have one fire, one GHI, and these, which will probably be like, well, need to do a little more research, but could be like GHI Fire or GHI Pastel. They look more GHI Fire to me than straight GHI. The color's definitely different. So we do have something going on there. All right, let's look in these other eggs now. Let me set this over here. That might be better. Why is that thing? No, I can't get that to... Hey, there we go. So, I'm going to try to move these guys over here if I can. So that I can bring in an egg, and we can work on an egg at a time for you. Maybe give you somewhat of a decent view here. So let's see what is in this egg. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these. Obviously, these are ready to open, so I don't mind cutting these a little bit more than I would normal ones. Speaking of normal ones, that, I mean, I can't see the head on it, but it's looking pretty normal possibly. Could be a little fire in there, but also could just be, could be a normal. I mean, that's possible with the genetics we got working. The normal isn't unheard of. Let's go ahead and open this guy here. We'll do one of the old-fashioned style that people used to do all the time. We'll just cut the top all the way off of this one almost. Because you know what? It ain't going to hurt nothing. Now that is definitely not a normal. So see how light that is? I bet if we could see the head, I would bet we're probably looking at a firefly here. Just my guess. Really cool. So anyway, that's nice. I'll take that. That's the first one of those we've gotten this. So that's pretty awesome. So let's do one more egg. Let's hope for the best. Let's see if we can't get another GHI combo. That's what I'd really like in here. And we're not going to get it. Not another GHI combo. But you can see by that blushed head, that's probably going to be a pastel right there. I don't think it's going to be a firefly. I mean, it could be, but it doesn't appear to be as light as this one. And I would think the head would be more blushed. But we'll see when it's out. So we probably have a pastel for comparison purposes. See the difference? See how much more peachy colored this is than that one? That's kind of what we're looking at there, guys. I know you're probably looking this upside down, but it probably shouldn't matter. Probably a normal right there. I don't know if we got a firefly GHI. I'll just have to kind of wait till they begin to shed out. And then over here, I'll flip this around the right way. Sorry about all that. Toward the camera's on the phone. You can kind of see the other ones. Here is a straight fire. Now, I actually haven't hatched a lot of just straight fires, but that's what that is. I got no doubt about that. Pretty evident. You can see the head stamp. You can see the color. Of course, this one here is not, but they're just wrapped together, so I picked them both up. So pretty neat, pretty cool. I'm going to put the lid back on that, y'all. Have me a quick seat, quick covering up the camera. Boop. So y'all can, I still covered up the camera, right? So we can, whoa, big shot of my open mouth there. Sorry about that. So anyway, that is clutch number 22. Nothing too crazy in there. We weren't expecting too crazy. Really, the story on that was when we got that snake, I didn't think she'd be ready to breed this year, so I didn't have a good plan for her. Well, she ate and ate and ate, and she got ready. I mean, she gained weight great. Never skipped a meal, never missed a meal. Was just a beast of a female. And so we kind of decided, you know what? We might as well breed her because she's back to weight. She looks great. There's no reason not to. And, well, what do we want to put to her? And we kind of felt like we hadn't made a whole lot of GHI stuff this year. We usually do a little more GHI. So we decided to throw the GHI to her. Now, she will not be getting the GHI again this year. We're probably going to lean towards some calico. For those that know me, man, you know I'm going to use calico whenever I get an opportunity. I like calico. It's one of those things I like. But this is always going to be, a pretty simple clutch here. We didn't want to go too crazy. So anyway, there it is. That's what we did. We were hoping for a GHI Firefly. I was wanting to see what that'd look like and stick one in my back pocket. Not real sure if we got one. I don't feel too confident in that, but I do think we probably got some GHI fires. Looks like the fire passed through pretty well here, so that is pretty cool. All right. That's all I got, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and hop up off of here. Let me just check and make sure I didn't miss any comments I need. I got some hi guys and some of that. And slide over to Patreon and talk to y'all about what we're going to do with these babies. And kind of what could still come this year, although I'm kind of doubtful at this point. There were some that I was pretty confident in, but, none of us are perfect. I can misread them too. That I thought, okay, we're going to get it from this, we're going to get it from that. And they're just maybe reabsorbed on me. Bummer, right? But again, that's going to come down to temperatures and get everything right, which we didn't do the first part of the year. We were still fighting that. We're in a much better spot now, even on how we're getting the air to flow through the house, everything else. So just kind of learning our facility, because our facility wasn't built for this. So we're kind of having to make it modified as we go. But it's working out really good, and we'll definitely get it how we want it. But we'll kind of talk about some of our hatch rate and things this year, which I don't have the numbers all right here when I go over to Patreon. But we're going to go over there. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.